I'm concerned for ex-girlfriend's safety in her new relationship. My ex-girlfriend and I broke up at the end of 2022 after being together for 4.5 years. She broke up with me and her reasons were that she felt more like a mother than a partner, and simply because she felt like we had grown incompatible after living together for about 6 months. The fact that I still love her could be blinding my judgment on this situation, so I wanted to come to a third party for advice. My girlfriend has been dating a guy she met while up at college, and they got together a few months after we broke up. The problem is, he's cheated on her 3 times. She talks about how hurt and devastated she is, particularly more so since her dad also cheated on her mom and left when she was a kid. But, she won't leave him. She keeps trying to make things work with him, and I don't understand. I can tell this has absolutely broken her, and she just doesn't seem like herself. She started seeing a therapist and was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and PTSD, and has struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts in the past. But I wouldn't be surprised if the most recent diagnosis is a result of his behavior and what that has done to her. There are a number of other red flags she has mentioned. He's apparently made multiple comments joking about how he can be toxic if he needs to, that his ex taught him to be toxic, and if she were ever to be toxic with him, he would be toxic right back. She couldn't be further from a toxic person. She's incredibly vulnerable, communicative, and wears her heart on her sleeve. This guy hasn't once admitted that any of the instances of cheating have been cheating. The first time she caught him, he claimed he was getting revenge by stringing along a girl he used to have feelings for, but no longer did. Apparently sending and receiving nudes was the way to do that. She believed him. The second time he got ice cream with a girl he had previously matched with on a dating app, but claimed it wasn't a date. The most recent time she actually contacted said girl who he went out with after he claimed the girl knew he had a girlfriend, she didn't, and they orchestrated a text to him from her saying she was ready for a relationship and wanted to pursue one with him. He said that he also wanted a relationship, he was talking to a few people and it wasn't anything serious, and made other comments saying how he thought he was a nice guy, how he had been trying to attract her for a while and wanted to be with her for a while. When my ex-girlfriend confronted him, he said he didn't send those texts, and that his friends and his brother hacked into his phone and sent those texts, even while my ex-girlfriend and him were on the phone while some of those texts were being sent. One major point of contention between the two of them was how he claimed to be close with his family, but they didn't know he had a girlfriend after 4.5 months. Multiple instances of him lying by omission to them about where he was when he was with her. Saying he was at a baseball game with friends when really he was with her, and when she bought them tickets to opening day, he told his parents he was listening to them game on the radio at home. She went about a week and a half this most recent time going no contact, but said she wants to give him another chance because maybe if she told him just how much it hurt her one more time, he would come to the realization of it all and it would work out. He hasn't once apologized, since he doesn't think he's done anything wrong. It's always been my ex-girlfriend going back and apologizing and wanting to make things work. I'm really concerned that this relationship isn't healthy, and now she's having to lie to her family saying she isn't talking to him anymore when she is. Her mom knows about the cheating from this guy. Before all the cheating, her mom had even texted with him. The two of them have only been together off and on for about 4.5 to 5 months, and it is sounding incredibly volatile and unsafe. She is constantly worried about him hating her or finding someone else. He is apparently also already back on the dating apps again after just a few weeks of them breaking up, which is apparently what triggered her wanting to go back. Given my position, what can I do? I still care about her and I hate to see her go through this, but I also recognize I might be biased in looking at all this, but it doesn't seem good. Looking for any and all advice, thank you. Comment. You need to let her go. Your relationship with her is over, and hanging around playing an extended pick-me dance isn't helping her or you. You need to let her deal with the consequences of her own choices. And yes, the fact that you still love her is blinding your judgment and choices to the point that it's almost a bit stalky, and you're the one acting like her mother. Let her go and start healing from your breakup. Don't be her white knight. Don't be her shoulder to cry on. Tell her she's a fool and she has no self-respect to stay with the piece of shit. She will respect you far more. Stop being a nice guy chump. You're being used as an emotional crutch, nothing more. Move on and distance yourself from all her drama. This halfway house is doing you or your mental health no favors. Block her if you have to. At present you're not moving forward because of her. This is not your problem. She broke up with you, and if she now wants to be with a cheater then that is her choice. Also, chances are she was talking to this guy when you were still together. So let her live with the consequences of her actions and block her on everything. In the meantime, look into some therapy and try to gain some self-respect, because it sounds like you don't have any. Which is not a good thing. I think you should stop bothering with her. That's her choice. I wouldn't even be surprised if you know that she cheated on you to be with that bastard, and in the looks of it her new BF is fuckboy, so there's a huge risk that she already have STD. Just thank God you somehow managed to dodge a bullet and move on. Life and shows how happy and successful you are without her. Next story 2. Recovering from cheating. For the past year I've been in a relationship that I cherished and glorified. And prior to this past year, I'd never been in a relationship. As a matter of fact, the whole idea of becoming close with someone else grossed me out. It was corny, unrealistic, childish to think reality worked like that. I slept around casually and was involved in numerous hookups. That was my way of life for years and I enjoyed it very much. This lifestyle got me praise from my friends, and had filled me with machismo. I eventually met this girl who would not tolerate casually hooking up. She made it clear if we were to sleep with one another an emotional connection would need to be established before a physical one. When girls said this to me I would see it as a red flag, and move on. This time I didn't. At first I tackled it as a challenge, and then soon enough I started to embrace my girlfriend, and this emotional connection made me feel warm, and important. I cried and told her I loved her, and it's like life had become a dream. Everything I wanted seemed so clear. She was going to be my wife, we were going to have kids, my world was complete. Or so I thought. Well, I had bad habits, ones I couldn't seem to shake. When girls would show me attention, always online, I would reciprocate and engage in flirting or long convos, and I knew these actions would make my girlfriend upset, but I did them anyway because I enjoyed the attention and I didn't count it as cheating since I wasn't meeting up with anyone, or actually hooking up. Well, that wasn't for me to decide. Last week one of these girls messaged my girlfriend, explaining to her that we had been talking sexually throughout my relationship although never actually committing the act. My girlfriend confronted me with the info and it shattered her. I could tell she was broken, and it pained me to see her like that. So I lied to her, begging her to just ignore the girl, but that was useless. Eventually she went through my phone and found more girls. I had betrayed her. I had become the enemy of a girl whom I was once everything to. I worked so hard to build this relationship and it has been destroyed in mere hours. The feeling of this guilt was enough to make me go hungry. I could barely breathe, let alone eat. I've been missing a piece to my heart and I've no one to blame but myself. What do I do now? Comment. You didn't work hard enough on the relationship. Do better with the next girl. Leave this last one alone, do not contact her. It's odd that you seem to think you're filled with machismo yet you spend your time chasing external attention and validation like a woman. If you started your post with "My name is Rebecca and this is my story," I would not have questioned it at all. Is it once a cheater always a cheater though? That's like Reddit's motto. It is not about once you cheat you can never stop cheating. It is about that you are either the kind of person cheats, or the kind of person who doesn't. That is what people in AA call themselves alcoholics, even if they have not touched a drink in a decade. They know they have the capability to be an alcoholic again. That is why people should avoid cheaters. Not, once a cheated always a cheater says that once you cheat, second and third times will be much easier, because cheating will become your new normal. And everything in this world goes on the path of minimum resistance, so here you are. I was a cheater and I can honestly say that I did the inner work to become an honest partner. I broke all my sneaky patterns. But it was a lot of work. A lot of therapy. Those cheating behaviors stem from self-esteem issues and attachment styles formed in your youth. Unfortunately, I attracted someone who couldn't give me this back and I was cheated on for the first time. I got my karma. I am going to heal from this, and after I will attract an honest person with whom I can establish a healthy relationship with.